skating deal tonight with the women's skate tonight, a long program, right?
Yep.
But there is really, boy, man, just enormous, not that we care, but there's just enormous pressure on these, essentially, children.
It's true. Yes, sir.
They've trained for at least 4 years.
Oh, absolutely.
And, of course, I guess this time it's only 2 years between the Winter Olympics.
But most of them have been on skates.
Essentially, since they were 2.
Infants, yeah.
And it comes down to a 4.5-minute program or however long it is.
Mm-hmm.
And they fall down, which pleases me enormously.
Right. More even than it should, but...
Well, actually, I don't know if that's true or not. It depends on who it is falling down. But tonight's the night.
All comes down to this.
Let's get it on.
Let's go.
So,
lace them up, baby.
Yeah. That's what that would be fine, Charles. Market's now back up. 8 points.
All right.
What the hell's all that about? Let's make up our minds here. Anyway, 25 till the hour here on the IBC Morning program. I want to remind you, Rob Bartlett and Bartlett's are at the Zipper Theater in New York City on Friday, March 1st and 2nd. Well, Friday is not both March 1st and 2nd. Friday is March 1st. Saturday is March 2nd. And for tickets, you can call 212-563-0400. I know you get that number. But better yet, just go to robshow.com or just get the telephone number for the Zipper Theater in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Say, where you at, baby? Because where I want to be on March 1st and 2nd, see that fat boy and fat girl get funny. That's what I'm saying.
Everything is just huge and easy and effortless. A lot of speed going into this quad toe, triple toe. Quad toe, triple toe. Let the games begin. Wow!
I'm Glenn Cohen.
Starting March 19th, you'll be able to watch Mike Francesa and Chris Russo, Fats and Fruit Loops, Mike and a Mad Dog, on television. They're the Yes Television Network, which is the outfit that's going to carry the Yankee games, is going to be carrying Mike and Chris's show, and it will be on all of the basic cable outlets here in the tri-state area. Now, around the country, if you want to see it, you have to call DirecTV, which I recommend you do. If you don't have DirecTV, you ought to have it anyway, because it's just the answer. It's just all the stuff you can see, and particularly if you live in areas where they don't have a regular situation going on. So, but anyway, they debut on here in the tri-state, well, around the country on March 19th, and we're going to talk to Francesa coming up.
Hallelujah, if you be my bodyguard, I can be your long lost pal. I can call you Daddy, Daddy, when you call me out, call me. I'm a in the morning.
Are you losing your hair?
I want money. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want. I'm a in the morning.
Buy a new Dodge now?
I'm going to go directly to heaven, having to work with you for 30 years.
Do I talk like that?
No, but you know what I'm saying. And I've seen him. Charles is, I've hollered at Charles maybe 4 times in 30 years. You got mad at Charles.
How can you get mad?
Appropriately so, by the way. Everyone was it. Well, maybe not. But anyway. So here's a boo. He wormed his way on the program. This is just... So
How do you think I got my own label?
In fact, hang on a second. Charles, do the news. Let me call Deirdre, okay? All right. Good morning, Charles.
Morning, I-Man. A month after he went in search of a story about Islamic extremists in Pakistan and was taken hostage, Wall Street Journal reporter Daniel Pearl is dead. The State Department said this videotape that they've obtained shows Mr. Pearl being murdered by his captors, viciously, throat slit. In Beijing, President Bush said all Americans are sad and angry to learn of the killing. Pearl was kidnapped in the Pakistani city of Karachi, January 23rd. His body has not been recovered at this point. It's unclear exactly when this tape was made, when the execution occurred. Upon hearing the news, President Bush expressed the sadness of a nation.
All around the world, American journalists and humanitarian aid workers and diplomats and others do important work in places that are sometimes dangerous. Those who would threaten Americans, those who would engage in criminal, barbaric acts, need to know that these crimes only hurt their cause and only deepen the resolve of the United States of America to rid the world of these agents of terror. May God bless Daniel Pearl.
Pearl's wife, Marianne, is a French freelance journalist. Both worked and lived in Pakistan. She is 7 months pregnant with their first child. Pakistan's president has ordered a nationwide manhunt for the remaining suspects in Mr. Pearl's death.
It's an awful, it is horrible, heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching story.
Yep, without question.
What else going on?
Religious freedom should be welcomed rather than feared. President Bush telling university students in Beijing yesterday, don't know if you happened to see some of the speech last night, he held up the nation, the United States, as an example of a country guided by faith, repeatedly pressing his theme that religious and political freedom would not lead to chaos, using words, according to the New York Times this morning, that were both a forceful projection of his own religious faith and a subtle criticism of what he sees as the oppressiveness of President Jiang Zemin's regime.
I love this guy, Bush.
Mr. Bush, this was an extraordinary speech.
I love
don't know
this
if you
guy.
saw any of it. Great.
I don't know. Hey, Deirdre? Deirdre,
I'm here.
did you see any of Bush's speech?
Yeah, I saw the one that was on late at night. Where
Last
they
night?
They didn't. No, the other night when they didn't translate when everything was in Chinese.
Oh, you didn't see it last night?
No.
Okay. Anyway, go
Among the
ahead,
things
Charles.
he said, just quickly, Mr. Bush said, life in America shows, these are quotes, life in America shows that liberty, paired with law, is not to be feared. In a free society, he said, diversity is not disorder, debate is not strife, dissent is not revolution.
Yeah.
A free society trusts its citizens to seek greatness in themselves and their country.
You take that one, Hookie.
Mr. Bush made it clear the United States expects China
What'd you say, Deirdre?
I said that'll be enough.
Oh, okay.
to move beyond material success toward genuine political liberties.
No kicking, no laundry. Okay. Anyway, here now on the Armstrong program, Deirdre Imus. Good morning, Mrs. Imus.
Get done.
Huh?
Good morning. I'm having trouble hearing you because, as I told you, I'm in this small hallway at Wyatt's school right now.
Why?
Well, because I need to be here.
Okay, for what we talked about?
Yes.
Okay. Boo Jerry wants to ask you a couple of questions.
Hey, Deirdre, how are you?
Hi, Joseph.
Good. Hey, Deirdre, what size is Wyatt now? We're going to make him his mini-me tuxedo. You know that.
I don't know that information on the air.
You want to call me later? Or is he a size 4 now, or you want to tell me that, or you want to?
Well, I guess generally speaking, but...
Yeah, he's going to be 4 in July. Is that right?
Well, you don't need to know how old he's going to be.
Well, yes, you do.
It's none of your effing business.
Well, you do with sizes for little kids. They're basically...
Well, all kids come in different sizes, you moron.
Like you, Joseph, do you think you were the same size as Don was when you were 4 years old?
The Imus family beats up on Abood again. Just keep piling up.
What size is he, honey?
He's
5.
between a 4 and a 5.
Yeah,
okay.
That's the general size, but, he's getting a custom suit from Joseph, so it can't be like, what are you going to buy a size 4 somewhere and then just put your label on it?
Can't we have Cora fix it?
Of course we can.
Okay.
But I just
You
wanted
don't have to have Cora fix everything that Joseph makes for you.
Well, that'll be fine, honey.
What happened to our great relationship? What happened to our friendship? Jumping ugly with the tie man. This is terrible.
I'm not jumping ugly.
How long are you going to be there, Deirdre?
Oh, probably a little while, but it seems to be working out.
Okay. I'll call you back.
Well, you sound angry. What's wrong with you?
Oh, no, I'm not angry. We got to go.
All right.
No, I love you, honey, and we have to go.
I love you too, Deirdre.
All right, I love you.
Leave my wife alone, you homo. There's 11 minutes after the hour.
Where did that come from?
Where did what come from?
Well, I mean, the man just got pummeled by the Imuses.
How?
I don't know how. I certainly don't know why.
How did he get pummeled?
Just clobbered.
We love Joe.
Hey, you homo? That's not
Oh,
clobber.
well, that's kidding around.
Hey, you
Joe.
homo.
Joe.
Yeah.
Joe understands what it
Oh,
is.
absolutely, I do. That's right. Now, I want to say something about Christy and Bo. You know, there's more to this than you know.
Don't you get the feeling Parcells sees Francesa as one of those annoying friends you hope doesn't blow things up for you by opening his big fat mouth every time he gets a chance? I don't think so. How many times is Chris Russo going to mispronounce moot as mute before somebody slaps him? The mute point. Why does it say roots on these hats and the all Olympic?
Stop pulling my arm, I can't. He's a good friend. Bo's a great friend. I don't.
Well, no. I mean, have they been intimate?
You know, I don't.
late.
I would, if I had a bet.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
you just say yes.
I really shouldn't say, so I'd rather not say.
Oh,
it.
good
well,
job.
that's a
Or do you have any knowledge?
You know,
Do you have any
it's
intimate?
just only what I wasn't there, but it's what Bo told me.
Oh,
I can't
well,
tell you what he told me.
Forget about that.
No,
Oh, we'll forget what Bo told you, but.
Oh, you mean?
Well, we're going to have Christy in here in a minute. We'll get to the bottom of this with her.
Okay, good.
All right, Joe
I'll
Boot
leave it.
here in the
Thanks,
Amberson
guys.
program.
Down. Houston had a game-high 29 for the Knicks. Charlie Ward led 4 of the Knicks in double figures with 14. U.S. Belarus in men's ice hockey competition, and that's on the Fan today beginning at 12:50.
There are certain repairs that you want to make darn sure are done right the first time and come with a lifetime.
The program, Christy Musumeci, who was not able to get on last hour because I ran behind. It was my fault, and I apologize, Christy.
Quite all right.
And Sid wasn't able to get on either, and I'm sorry. I apologize to Sid as well. So
Hey, spectacular.
just
He's in your office
Actually, we
stealing
don't-
ties right
actually,
now.
we don't need anybody other than Lou. So anyway, have you been intimate with Bo Dietl?
No, I have not.
Okay, so that's good enough for me.
That's it.
None of our business, by the way. But what?
Maybe she considers eating not to be cheating.
Excuse me?
You know, you remember that this is a Bill Clinton apologist right here, Christy.
Who is?
Well, I mean, you know, you're gonna buy that denial like that, just like that.
Yes. Well, yeah, I think she's an honorable young person, woman.
Have you swapped any spit?
No, shared a plate of pasta, you
That
know,
was it.
a little mozzarella, that's about it.
Okay.
Now,
Where was the pasta?
now, do you think Bo has the hots for you?
Well, Bo has admitted that if I were not dating somebody, he would like to go out with me.
Okay. So, here's my advice now,
Okay.
and Charles will concur. And so will Lou and Bernard. It's probably a mistake to have your boyfriend, who you apparently are serious about.
Yes.
Okay, Ted. It's a mistake to have you and Ted and Bo here, because if I say, in other words, it will come up. Somebody will bring it up that Bo is interested in you, but that standing in his way is Ted.
Right.
Why is Ted standing in his way?
Because he's got the hots for me.
No, I understand that. But my point is that what does Ted have that Bo does not have, and then we might have to detail that, right? Or at least allude.
Well, it could come up.
Then it gets ugly.
Right. And
Right there.
So if I say, for example, well, apparently Bo, Ted has something that
Bo's coming up short.
yeah,
that you don't have.
can't offer.
he immediately will blow up and lose his temper.
Absolutely.
I think he'll come back with, listen, Christy, you know, she's got a nice young boy here. You know, she doesn't really know that what she needs is a real man who
Right, that
ages like
Yeah,
wine.
but I
and
understand
gets more
that Ted
fine
is not
with
a
time.
wimp. See?
No, he's not a wimp.
Okay, so I've been informed of that.
Right.
Now, and it won't be some milquetoast just taking all this.
No, I don't think he will.
Okay. Well, that's not good, because Bo is, I wouldn't want to, whoever one is, I wouldn't want to tangle with that. I just wouldn't with Bo. Would you?
Are you crazy? Good
I'd
grief.
rather tangle with Mike Tyson than Bo.
I would rather fight Mike Tyson than Bo
He's a
Dietl.
little Rottweiler.
Well,
Exactly.
he's even beyond that. I mean,
Pitbull.
And he's like everybody else. He is pissed off.
Yeah.
You know, he's like the rest of us.
Yeah.
He's not that happy.
No, he's not. He's not. He is an angry man.
So,
He conceals it most of the time.
so why don't we just have Ted come in, like we were originally going to do,
And avoid this risk factor.
and just have some
Some fun.
innocent fun? And I would say, Ted, you know, you and Christy came in, how'd that all happen? And we get to meet Ted, and Lou says he's cute, and everybody else says cute.
Oh,
And
yeah.
no,
Ha, and he goes.
and then he goes away. Sure. Then he goes back to
Well,
his deal, and he's happy.
what time does Bo come in on Monday?
But he would be in the 8 o'clock Eastern Time hour.
So maybe Ted could come in at 7, and then we could just play it by ear.
Well, we have somebody booked for 7, so
Oh.
Ted would have to be here.
So now you have something to hide, huh? You want to come in at separate times? What are you trying to hide?
No. We just want to avoid entrails on the floor.
Yeah.
And I'm curious why you want to avoid. Why do you care anyway? I would think you would love the idea of like a free for all here between.
No, not at the level that this would degenerate to. So,
Always unpredictable.
yeah.
You don't want to end up in court,
Yeah, he's
you know, identifying bodies at the morgue.
he is. I mean, one time he lost his temper. Remember at the MSNBC people?
Man, I swear to goodness, I just.
I have the facility to protect myself here, and I was frightened.
Oh, you know the gun that Jason Williams says he nearly shot Wayne Greta with?
The 50 caliber gun.
Guess who has one of those?
As long as he doesn't have like Freddie Knuckles waiting for Ted out in the parking lot or something. I mean, although that can't be.
No,
guaranteed.
it wouldn't be in the parking lot.
It would be right here.
It would be here in the studio.
Yeah, right.
So,
Yeah.
all right, 26 after the hour. Well, we'll see Monday. Christy, Ted, and Bo. White Trash Monday here on the Emerson
White
program.
Trash Monday. Let's get behind the heart.
Sid, too.
And Sid, of course.
You women need to get your middle-aged man. Oh, yeah. Get your middle-aged man. It might be slow up on the mountain, but there's fire down below. Kindness in the morning.
Time for another Imus the Morning Healthcare Highlight from
Spain and their experience with Upritis Penis Pain Ointment.
My husband has arthritis in his wiener. Penis pain in my member. I went to get some Upritis, and it has worked wonders for him. You just roll it on, rub it around, and it relieves that pain. It is really good.
I use Upritis to relieve the pain in my joint.
I love the roll-on. When it's empty, I use it myself.
I just love it.
I do recommend it to anyone, even if they aren't experiencing pain down there.
Definitely lessens all your pain, migraines, backaches, because when you rub it on your penis, you don't feel anything else but that soothing warmth. Upritis, the greatest thing since Lubriderm.
Upritis is really helping me. Upritis relieves me. It's really done a handy job. Please don't quit making Upritis. It's been a lifesaver for my husband and me.
Upritis all-natural pain relief ointment. Use as directed when your minor penis pain flares up, or if you're just planning a quiet evening at home. Your results may vary. Look for specially marked Upritis boner packs and get 50% more. For those of you who have a hard time at ciphering, there's 3 ounces for the price of 2. Available at an adult bookstore near you.
33 after the hour here on the Imus Morning program. Well, Fox Sports begins this Sunday. Here we go.
Stay on bridge due to right lane construction. It's going to be going on until 3 this afternoon. Only a minor wait to both decks of the George Washington Bridge. No delays at the inbound Holland. And street clean rules suspended citywide today, tomorrow, and Sunday. This report's brought to you by St. Clair's Health Services. For personalized care and world-class medicine, count on St. Clair's in Denville, Dover, Boonton Township, and Sussex, New Jersey. Find the area's top physicians. Call toll-free 866-St. Clair. That's 1-866-STCLARE. I'm Lori McNichol for the Toyota Fan Highway Patrol.
What a nightmare we're looking at Monday here on the Imus Morning program. We'll have Christy and her boyfriend Ted, Sid Rosenberg, Bo Dietl, Lori and the shoe bomber, Yusef.
You know,
what a
rocket scientist,
nightmare.
I'm telling you, you're going to watch out for that drone missile.
White Trash Monday.
Oh, my God. Holy cow. This is a bad idea.
Jerry Springer Monday here on the Imus Morning program, which is...
Not for nothing, but Fred Imus, too.
Oh, God!
And Fred.
I realize that it's a... But get Fred back on the phone quickly.
Right. What?
I realize it's probably a typical Howard Stern program, but
It's worse.
And this is our
certainly,
crew.
certainly new for us.
It's worse. It's much worse.
It is?
Oh, come on.
Lori has lost weight, though. Have you noticed that, Chief?
No, I haven't. Have you, Lori?
taken off
yeah.
quite a few.
How much weight did you lose?
I don't know, inches.
Well,
Inches. Training
not a
level.
bad idea.
Getting ready for that wedding.
Yeah.
I think she looks good, but I man called her fat like 2 days ago.
I didn't call her fat. I just simply, I didn't call her fat.
Well, didn't he say you were kind of fat, Lori?
No, I didn't use that word. I just said you might want to think about peeling off a few before you have to take your clothes off on your wedding night.
Yes, see, he didn't say fat.
Yeah.
He didn't say fat.
Okay, here's time for sports now, and Sid Rosenberg. Good morning, Sid.
Hi, man.
Oh,
How are
where's
you?
Sid's intro?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Imus in the morning, 2020 sports, with Sid, the single dumbest bastard to ever walk the face of the planet, Rosenberg.
Hi, good morning, Sid.
Hi, good morning, man. It's very nice. Listen, I don't know if you've seen this yet, but somehow or another I ended up with your Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. It says Don Imus on it. I don't know how I got it, but
I gave it
please.
to you.
Bernie gave it to me.
Okay.
But you haven't taken a good look at it yet, have you?
I saw a little bit of it.
It's very disappointing. It is
really?
the most overhyped magazine I've ever seen. And the girls are beautiful, don't get me wrong.
They're pretty girls.
They're very pretty.
You don't need. You can keep it.
Okay, thanks.
They're pretty girls, and they. What do you want? Beaver shots.
Right.
Yeah. Well, they're not going to get that in Sports Illustrated.
He wants to see interracial intercourse. As he said yesterday.
Well,
I'd like to see that.
What's wrong with this issue here? Look at this.
What's so bad about that?
oh God Almighty! You are such a disgraceful.
Well,
kid.
why? I don't get it.
But there's no explaining it to you. So I mean, what's a
Are you going to tell me that if I ever showed up in Connecticut at your house, I would never see a Penthouse or a Swank?
No.
Or a Hustler?
No.
Or a Butt magazine?
No.
You ever see Butt magazine, I mean?
No.
Oh, it's great.
Well, I'm sure
80
it is.
pages of butts.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Sid was the editor.
And an ass reading them.
Hey, Fred, guess what's coming up Monday on the Imerson Winning program?
I don't know what's coming up Monday. You got rid of me earlier before I could ask.
Well, you're on for 10 minutes. You have nothing, and suddenly we got to go and.
I was on for 2 minutes. And I have a lot of stuff.
Well, what do you have? Give it to us.
Well, now I don't even care, you know. Now I'm upset. I don't give it. I just don't care.
Well, and besides, right, Fred, it's no longer relevant. It was relevant then, but that's because that's when you had planned it, correct? Certainly.
Hello, Fred?
Fred.
Yes.
White Trash Monday.
Man.
White Trash Monday, Fred.
White Trash Monday, boy, I like that. Something I can relate to, by the way.
Bo Deedle. Sid.
Sid is the element that was missing.
Lori and her
Yeah.
Lori and her shoe bomber boyfriend, or bridegroom. I don't think he'll be here, but. And then Christy and Ted and Bo Deedle.
Oh my God.
And you, Fred?
And you.
And I'll be on. It's a full plate.
More great observations.
Why do you sound funny? You on your cell phone?
I'm on my cell phone. Yeah, I'm out working.
Oh, okay. Well, what are you doing? You on the ranch?
Yes, of course I'm on the ranch.
Well, what are you doing right this minute?
Trying to catch somebody speeding.
I'll see you later. I love you. 8 minutes till the hour. It's time for sports, and here's Sid. Good morning, Sid.
This is a very, very disturbing story. I'm going to tell you. This is very disturbing.
All right.
Now, I told you that Washington, D.C. has, in fact, granted a boxing license to Mike Tyson.
Yes.
So it looks like right now, on June the 8th, Mike Tyson will, in fact, fight Lennox Lewis in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable. Guess what else is happening that same weekend? And guess who else is staying at the same hotel? 100,000 Girl Scouts. It's a Girl Scout convention the same weekend as the Lewis Tyson fight, and they're staying at Tyson's hotel. And they don't see a problem with it. It's no big deal. Here it is. On Tuesday, the D.C. Boxing and Wrestling Commission agreed to grant Tyson a license so he can fight Lewis June 8th on the same day. 100,000 Girl Scouts are expected at the organization's 90th annual gathering at the mall.
Now, what weekend is that? Look for Janet Reno to have ringside seats.
Which also reminds
Rosie
me
O'Donnell.
that the Bob asked me to tell you that of course, the 50% off sale continues at the Auto Body Express, but it also
Keep that
includes
going, I man. Keep that going.
the bald-headed geek, fat loser, and lion weasel T-shirts. Sid could wear all three of them. Bald-headed geek, fat loser, and lion weasel. Sid could wear all three of those T-shirts. That's kind of remarkable, you know that?
Yeah, that's pretty good, right?
In fact, you might want to buy them for Sid. 50% off. Call the Auto Body Express. They're open right now. 1-800-272-1957 or order online at autobodyexpress.com. ABX sponsored by Mohegan Sun.
Boy, what a disappointment Michelle Kwan is also, huh? I mean, what a tremendous disappointment.
Well, she didn't
Oh,
get it
nothing.
done.
She lost it. She lost it. As I said earlier this morning, she's a loser. And I'll tell you, well, no, that's exactly what she is.
I understand it, but I mean, there got to be a more charitable, kinder way to put it, don't you think?
No,
She had a bad night.
She had a bad night. I mean, I want to see her on the ice. I want to see her crying, I want to see some emotion. She worked out 14, 16 hours a day just to fall on the ice and not even win a gold medal. And at the end of the night, she says, I had a bad night. I had a bad night. I was talking to Bernard about that before. That's like going to a geisha house somewhere in downtown Manhattan, expecting to see Kiana Tom, and out walks Margaret Cho. That's about what this is. You know Margaret Cho is, don't you?
The comedian, yes.
You know, she's a lesbian, too.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
Fine. It's all right.
I figured I'd tell you that.
She doesn't want to play hide the egg roll. You got a problem with that?
That's fine. She's funny.
She is?
Yeah, I've seen her. I thought she's funny.
Amusing.
How would you describe
She's
Michelle
kinda cute.
Kwan in one word right now? How would you describe her performance?
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
See, but that's just sugarcoating the whole deal. What you really want to say is what,
She's a loser.
Thank you very much. Nice job. Also, by the way, the...
Effing loser.
What do you think about the girl who beat her, though? You excited about her from Great Neck, Long Island, right by Mike Francesa's neighborhood, by the way?
Cute kid.
Yeah. A little annoying, though. Wouldn't you agree with that? A little. I mean, come on. She's like Celine Dion on skates. She's so emotional, and she threw her hands up, and she thanked all 50 of her friends from back home. Got a little carried away, wouldn't you say,
She had half a hiney hanging out, too. Well, we're not supposed to notice that, or we're supposed to get excited by it, or what?
I noticed that right away. That's why I was rooting for the winner over the aisle.
Well, let's pretend it didn't happen, or
Listen,
what?
you got to come dressed for the event. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, did I see her in Swank?
Butt magazine?
They're 16 years old, you guys.
Who?
This Sarah Hughes.
Little girl. Well, what's the point of having half your hiney hanging out?
Exactly.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, how
Either
old
we're
is...
supposed to get into it or we're not. I'm confused.
Just this is a skating outfit. Don't worry about it.
Well, but part of the outfit, you have to admit, they are young girls, but there is some sex appeal. That's part of the whole thing, wouldn't you say?
I guess.
Along with the glamour and
I
the
didn't find myself aroused by any of them.
You didn't?
No.
Well, thank God for that,
Didn't have the little blue pill?
Jesus, Scott. I'm going to whip your butt.
She looks good now.
There was a time, though. Remember Katarina Witt a couple of years ago, the German skater?
Yeah.
She was beautiful. That may have aroused you back then, no?
I think she had a skin problem. It was
Ah,
kind of a turn off.
Yeah, but come on.
She's on so many steroids, by the way.
She had a great body, though, no?
Well, I guess.
That didn't do nothing for you either, huh? That was 10 years ago.
A face like Ernest Borgnine, however.
Well, how happy do you think Frank Carroll was?
I think Frank Carroll's living today, huh? Is he in a great mood today?
I mean, they could hang the metal off his boner, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how excited he had to be about this whole thing. Really, right?
Let the games begin.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. She fell down. Yes.
Double toe?
In the morning.
We live in a world of information, and we never realize how meaningful it is until it's gone. Your data needs to be protected and accessible even when your communication center is down. As a
We're in Central Park, and that's what's happening. I'm Jerry Recco with 2020 Sports on WFAN, flagship station of the Imus in the Morning program, weekdays 5:30 until 10.
You're in the market for...
Of our radio program now on this Saturday afternoon. Nice to have you with us on Sports Radio 66. Christopher Russo's along the way. 718-937-6666, your two-way sports talk telephone number. Talking about the world of sports. You got the Kings and Mavericks later on today. It's a good game in the NBA with Van Exel and the friends will play. Jody will take you from 4 hours this afternoon. Russia and Belarus, nobody cares about that. It's the bronze medal game in the Olympics. You got a little short speed track stuff tonight with that Ono kid. Couple of chances for him for more medals. And then nice to have you with us today. And if you're not getting the results, you hope.
On MSNBC, Ashley Banfield is live on the scene. She was so scared, she cut and dyed her hair. Get your 100 glasses on now. Get your face on Al Jazeera. Broke out jokes on Jalalabad. We all hate the Taliban. Moulamu Muhammad Omar, revoir. Moulamu Muhammad Omar. The majority leader was keeping his cool, conducting them Senate debates. But then he turned kind of pale when he opened up his mail. Mr. Kitchen guess mascot now. Mr. Kitchen Cipro here. Don't you choke up like the Congress. We all hate the Taliban. Mister, get yourself a barber. Mister, go shave off your beard. Croak some more Al-Qaeda cowards. 'Cause we all hate the Taliban. Mola Mohammed Omar, revoir. Mola Mohammed Omar. Hey, summer, oh, summer, blow, summer, oh, summer. Hey, summer, oh, time to go, summer, oh, summer. Mola Mohammed Omar, revoir. Summer, Mola Mohammed Omar, summer, oh, summer. Mola Mohammed Omar, revoir. Summer, Mola Mohammed Imus in the morning.
This is the Imus in the Morning radio program on WFAN New York and Infinity Broadcasting Station.
Piazza, swing a high fly ball, deep left center field, forget it! The ball game is over! Piazza hits it back into the bleachers in left center field, and the Mets win it in their final turn at bat.
Mets baseball returns to Shea Stadium Monday, April 1st. Come and be a part of the exciting action. For Mets 2002 tickets, just call 718-507-TIXX.
With the great Warner Wolf. Come digging till the day you die.
It's all according to how your boogaloo situation stands, you understand?
Have mercy. Good morning, Warner.
Good morning, I-Man. 4 games in the NBA last night, and the road team won all 4. Hit the road, Jack.
Get out of here.
Blazers beat the Sixers 88-83. Allen Iverson, only 8 out of 22 from the field and 2 for 5 from the foul line. Wolves beat the Hornets 97-92. Clippers over the Grizzlies 90-77. Elton Brand, 27 points and 23 boards. And in overtime, the Pacers beat the Warriors 102-97. Reggie Miller had 12 of the Pacers' 19 overtime points. Well, our old friend Boomer Esiason will join the CBS studio show, the NFL Today, along with Jim Nance, Dan Marino, and Deion Sanders. Remember Marie Lagonye, the French judge suspended in the figure skating controversy?
Sure.
Well, first you recall she said the French skating committee put pressure on her to take a dive and vote for the Russians in the pairs. Then, upon returning home to France, she retracted her confession, said the French did not influence her, but she voted with her heart and soul. Now she says it was the Canadian officials who persuaded her. This just in. Lagana now says it was Judge Crater who influenced her vote.
Absolutely.
Knicks' Marcus Camby, who injured his hip 4 weeks ago against the Pacers, is out for the rest of the year, as are the rest of the Knicks. Quoting Bob Raceman, today's New York Daily News, NBC's Bill Walton, after calling the Knicks too old, too slow, and too short, I resent that, referred to the Knicks front office by saying, "I'm a committed environmentalist, but this level of waste management is a bit too much." Looking for a veteran quarterback? The salary cap strikes again. 36-year-old Chris Chandler, entering his 15th year, released by the Falcons. Baseball, Sammy Sosa showed up at the Cubs spring training camp in Mesa yesterday. Sosa had this greeting for his teammates.
Freddie! Good morning, America! I'm in the house! Hey, where's the music at? No, it's coming, bro! Hey!
Sammy Sosa rejoining his Cub teammates. Bad news for the world champion Arizona Diamondbacks veteran third baseman Matt Williams, fielding a ground ball in spring training, slipped, dislocated his ankle, and broke his leg. The 36-year-old Williams could be out till June. Jay Bell and 3 others have a shot at third base. And finally, the well-traveled Bobby Bonilla, who holds the National League record for most home runs by a switch hitter, 247, has called it quits after 16 years in the majors. It's the first time in baseball history that a player has said, "Who cares?" For Imus in the Morning Sports, this is Warner Wolf.
There is
is a great...
Now at 10 minutes past the hour.
Imus in the morning, 2020 Sports. With the great Warner Wolf.
You're gonna dig in till the day you die.
It's all according to how your boogaloo situation stands, you understand?
Have mercy.
Good morning, Warner. Good morning, I-Man. 4 games in the NBA last night. The road team won all 4. Come on, where's the home court advantage? Blazers 6 in a row beat the Sixers 88-83. Rasheed Wallace 29 points, 10 rebounds, while Allen Iverson was only 8 out of 22 from the field. Wolves beat the Hornets 97-92. But of course, a Wolf would always beat a Hornet.
Man, oh man. Just because he's gone doesn't mean that you can't be suspended, sir. I'm remind you of that.
Clippers over the Grizzlies 90-77. Elton Brand 27 points, 23 boards.
Beat you up.
And in overtime, the Pacers beat the Warriors 102-97. Said losing Warrior players, we don't get paid overtime.
You got to stop this.
Next, Marcus Camby, who injured his hip 4 weeks ago against the Pacers, is out for the year. Under the category of what have you done for me lately, Arkansas basketball coach Nolan Richardson, who has taken Arkansas to 16 consecutive NCAA playoffs, is upset, and rightly so, for criticism he's received for his current 13-13 record. And says, I've earned the right to have a so-so season.
The greatest thing going for the University of Arkansas is Nolan Richardson, because I know for a fact that I do not play on the same level as the other coaches around this school play on. And people of my color know that. My practices will be closed to the media from this day until I decide when I open it again. If I ever open it again, you can run that on every TV show in America.
So help me God.
That's right.
Wow.
And every radio station in America. Saints running back Ricky Williams was arrested west of New Orleans for going 126 miles an hour in a 25-mile zone. Williams, driving with his helmet on, was booked into jail and then posted $600 bond.
Good Lord.
And finally, which NFL team do you think has the best logo on their helmet? Which one do you like?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay. Well, almost unnoticed last week was the passing away of 84-year-old former Rams running back Fred Gherke. It was Gherke who in 1948, when the Rams were in Los Angeles, painted on his leather helmet the famous Rams horns, which you now see. His teammates thought it was so cool that they all asked him to paint the Rams horns on their helmets. Soon afterwards, the Rams adopted the horns.
There you go. A moment in history.
For Bill Stern, this is Warner Wolf. Imus in the Morning Sports.
Hollywood folks out there wanted a few good busty interns. Now, if you want to be an intern for Slick Willie, it's the curves that count, not the resume. Bill Clinton's intern selection process was recently exposed by female writers for Jane magazine, who reportedly submitted a series of applications to his Harlem office. College-educated staffers who did not attach photos to resumes weren't even given the courtesy of a response. Can you imagine?
Round file. Dump them.
In follow-up calls, they were told the positions were filled, but apparently one striking redhead with as many curves as the Grand Canyon, who didn't even go to college, put a picture with her cover letter that said, "I keep my mouth shut." Well, surprise, surprise, she got a call back hours later.
Wait a minute, that could be a problem.
Right, was asked, "How soon can you come in?" I wonder what else he asked her. "Can't you open that mouth?" Clinton apparently began advertising for new interns last December. posting bulletins in the political science departments at NYU, Columbia, and Fordham. Among those who have been called back, a 25-year-old blonde stunner who previously worked as a glass blower.
What happened? No, she didn't.
Yes, she did. Wonder what else she can blow.
Stop it.
No, come on. You know you were going there.
I like plate lickers.
Oh, my God.
She's very qualified for the job. And talk about unlikely couples. Chuck liked that one.
That's funny.
Enrique Iglesias and newfound love match Anna Kournikova apparently are together. The pair met when they were filming the steamy video kiss for Enrique's new single. Anna recently split with Russian hockey star Sergei Fedorov, and the pair has been spotted smooching around New York City. I'm sorry, I just don't get this thing about Enrique.
I know you don't. What's wrong with him?
He's disgusting. I wouldn't even let him mow my lawn, for God's sake.
That's fine.
That mole on the face.
How about trim your bush? Is that what we're looking for? Well,
He's lucky. Lucky he has a famous father, I'm telling you. He couldn't get work, forget it. All right, Harrison Ford and Callista Flockhart. How about that one? Last night, Extra reported that the two are becoming very close, recently seen at an after party at the Golden Globe, very cozy. The anorexically thin star of Ally McBeal is pretty closed about her personal life, so she's not really talking that much. Her longtime flame for years, according to Extra, was Gary Shandling. Gary Shandling and Callista Flockhart.
Yeah.
I mean,
what's wrong with Gary Shandling?
I'm surprised he didn't crush her, for God's sake. Ugh, I don't know. He's just not attractive. Well, she's not that attractive either.
Wouldn't mow my lawn.
Louis. All right, and another gross pairing that I never knew about, 40-year-old Woody Harrelson and 54-year-old Glenn Close.
Looks like you and your boyfriend.
Oh, yeah, you're funny.
And your wife.
You're lucky you didn't get anybody, Bernard.
Just break up with Helen Hayes? Or...
I don't know.
Glenn Close.
I know.
Good Lord.
Witchy woman. Apparently, Close was one of the hosts of a celeb auction recently benefiting an ecology group. Up for bid was a chance to go on a lion safari in Kenya with Close, and Wood placed the winning bid at $35,000. The two are ex-lovers, and let's just hope they go and the lions eat them, for God's sake.
Trampled. Right.
Trampled. So that's your Amos in the Morning Scum report.
All right.
You're welcome.
Now, Media Watch, a media mendacity monitor. Here, looking over the shoulder of our national information structure, Chief Cynic in Residence, Walter Cronkite. And today, casting a wide net of unjustified aspersions over just about anything we can bring our sights to bear on. Because we're ticked off. Ticked off at the self-righteously indignant breastfeeding going on in some quarters over the revelation that our national defense establishment is about to tell the likes of Osama bin Laden that 2 + 2 = 5. I refer to the Pentagon's new Office of Strategic Influence, which we're informed will soon be plotting to yank a few turbans over a few sets of eyeballs by dropping some false stories over in sand dune land, thereby leaving Ahmed, Youssef, Mohammed, and the boys saying, I feel dizzy right now. Confuse and bamboozle the enemy? What a perfectly treacherous idea. Or so many of our familiar long-suffering, whale-hugging, C-SPAN-addicted, anguished sob-sister, panty-waist guardians of wide-eye probity would have us believe. As many of you know, this old reporter saw firsthand some of the worst World War II had to offer. Not only because of that, but in large part it's my opinion, now that you asked, that this government is justified in telling our hating herds of head-dressed Hajj hikers anything to prevent them from Roman candlelizing our cities, which it should now be apparent even to our distressed carping class that they are most willing and eager to do. Disinformation? I'd run a story in the Kandahar Gazette reporting that Saddam Hussein had said that Osama bin Laden was a Mooney. I'd planned a how-to item saying that the best way to learn how to steer an airliner was driving an automobile into a bridge abutment. If it were up to me, I'd start printing Korans with the newly discovered scripture that said the faithful could double the number of virgins waiting for them if they blow themselves up in a madrasa school. And who best to run such a project? The eligibility list is long. If I were Defense Secretary Rumsfeld, I'd assign the disinformation task to an agency whose track record in that area is beyond dispute. CNN. Congratulations. We knew if you just hung around long enough, we'd find some reason for your existence. CNN, ably assisted by, among others, Stephen Ambrose, Doris Kearns Goodwin, Father John Gakin, Kenneth Lay, that French ice skating judge babe, Let's see, the fellow in Georgia who's filling the urns with wood chips and concrete dust. Hillary Clinton, after her recent little foray into Israel, condemning Yasser Arafat. No, Hillary, we haven't forgotten you're planting that big, wet, sloppy tongue job on Yasser's wife here in New York. And last but not least, all of the guests at Jason Williams' house the other day who said the limo driver had Kurt Cobained himself. Disinformation, necessary, and no problem. When you think about it, in this dire time, all the new administration needs to do is continue the policies established.
That we heard about?
You know, it's a tape. It's definitely a tape.
Of her having sex with somebody, or?
It made the Pamela Anderson lead look rated PG.
Who has that tape?
Make it look Walt Disney.
All right.
When's the release?
Imus in the morning.
Formerly from the New York Giants and on CBS Sports is Phil Simms. Good morning, Phil.
Good morning, Don. You two should just get married. Just get it over with. Just get married. Man, this is I tell you, I have never heard you kiss somebody's butt more than you kissed Phil this morning.
No, I'm going to whip your ass when I see you. That's what's going to happen to you.
Yeah,
I'm happy to be paying my respects to Suge Knight, that's all.
Taking a lot of
I don't want to waste time talking to you. I got to take you back to Suge, so hurry up here.
Get your lips back where they belong.
I'm going to whip your ass when I see you. I'm going to pistol whip you.
In the morning. Sports Radio 66 WFAN.
How is
Vigil, searching the world for the real killers and working on my latest video exploration to speak to you today about something that OJ feels is important, and that's prejudice. Now, this isn't some Black History Month PSA about racial discrimination. I'm talking about an adverse judgment or opinion formed beforehand without knowledge or examination of the facts from a legal standpoint. Although I admit it does concern the African American. No, not me this time. I'm talking about Jason Williams, former NBA superstar and weapons enthusiast. Now, I'm sure you've heard that my man Jason has gotten himself into a little bit of trouble for a homicide that occurred at Hunu Manor, which you might think is a Chinese restaurant. Hello, Hunu Manor, may I help you? This to take out? But it's actually the name of his 65-acre estate. Kind of like that big plantation in Gone with the Wind, except at Jason's place, the black people actually live in the house and the white folks stay in the basement servants' quarters. Anyway, one of these white people was tragically killed with a shotgun at the Williams mansion, and there's a lot of controversy over what exactly happened, how it happened, and who was responsible. First of all, let me just say that I, OJ, am absolutely 100% not guilty of this crime. Not that I've been accused, but I just want to get that out the way, because it's been my experience that every time a white person dies violently, the police immediately try to pin it on a brother. You would have thought, with the preponderance of evidence gathered against me, that I was guilty of murdering my ex-wife and her little boy toy waiter boyfriend. Bloody hat, bloody gloves, hair follicles, DNA. Hey, for a while there, even I thought I did it. But apparently, according to a jury of my peers, I did not. That's why I urge you not to presuppose that my man Jason is responsible. Just because the weapon was his and it was loaded and he was showing off, fooling around with it, doing that Sammy Davis Jr. cowboy gunslinger bit, and it discharged into the chest of this limo driver, doesn't mean that he did it. You got to be sympathetic and put yourself in Jason's shoes, just as my jury did with me. By the time my trial was over, they didn't consider me a violent double murderer. My defense counsel was able to present me as a newly widowed single parent. Just like Andrea Yates' lawyers have painted her as an unfortunate victim of tragedy who will never get another Mother's Day card, Jason is a victim of life's circumstances. So judge not, lest ye be judged. That's from the Bible. Or maybe it's from a bumper sticker, I don't know. But it's true, because there but for the grace of God, a 65-acre estate, and an $86 million NBA contract, go you. And if I may get a shout out to my man Jason, brother, you got to spend a few of those Benjamins on some serious legal representation. I like to suggest Johnny Cochran, because you know you pretty, and he'll make sure that jury is loaded with black women who think you fine, which if you're looking to avoid being in a cell loaded with black men who think you fine is probably your best shot. You should excuse the expression.
Well, here's what my wife does. Now, obviously, you know I love her to death. But, I will call up and I'll ask her a question, let's just say about the tulips. And she will, now you be the judge here, and be honest, don't be a jerk. And she'll freak out, of course, as she does every 10 seconds. And she'll say, I can't believe that's all you're concerned about. Well, here's what's wrong with that. That obviously is not all I'm concerned about.
Mm-hmm.
It simply is another issue that comes up if we're all supposed to live normal lives, or at least to try to, that's just an issue that comes up that you deal with and then you move on.
Mm-hmm.
So I just said to her, if it's not about anthrax, you don't want to hear about it. And she starts laughing, and she realizes that I'm right. But I am right, aren't I?
I'm not sure I understand.
Well, it's unfair of her to say, I can't believe that's all you're thinking about. It's the only thing I can't believe that that's the only thing that you think is important.
Well, that's engaging. I mean, she's exaggerating the issue because obviously there are other things on your mind. Now, and perhaps the fact that you're planning to be away for the weekend, and maybe you had a legitimate concern about how the tulip bulbs were going to get to So perhaps, and I will admit she is deeply concerned about the conditions in which we're all living at the moment. So those are very much on her mind.
Does she hit you at home or anything?
She has punched me, yes.
Has she really struck you?
Good.
Domestic violence?
Well, hard enough.
Well, of course.
No, not domestic.
Of course she struck you.
No,
and why shouldn't she?
Gay bashing.
He's doing more.
Does she?
We have arguments. We don't really have fights. We have, but not very many.
Doesn't sound like it.
Well, that's about what they are. That's the extent of our arguing. No, well, I mean, she's the best. So.
Oh, well, clearly. Good Lord. She's up with you.
She's very smart and she's very funny and she's a lot of fun to be around. And
I love it when she keeps cutting you off and you go, well, yeah, but I was up.
Well, that's when I argue. You can't argue with it because when she loses her temper, then she will not stop talking, and so you can't say anything. There's nothing you can say.
Very funny.
Because she won't let you. So. No, but
you ought to hear yourself in the middle of one of those, though. Yeah, but all I was saying was, well, yeah, but if you do it.
Here's Drew from Arkansas on line 1. Good morning, Drew.
Big Drew.
Hi, miss.
Yeah.
Hey, I was watching you on NBC, and I saw you get up to the desk and go through the door there, like when you were getting ready for a break, and I saw you're wearing a sidearm.
Right.
I'm loving it.
Get off my phone.
Wait a minute.
Now, here's Mike, the trucker from Connecticut, on line 3. Shut up.
Don't be fooled by the gun. He's wearing a gun. He's thinking about tulips.
I'm thinking about putting one of these tulips in your big bald-headed butt.
What the heck was that? What? What are you saying? Talk about mixing our metaphors.
What the hell has happened to me?
I don't know.
Good morning.
What do you want, Mike?
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Sounds like you're having a rough morning.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Listen, I was up in Vermont yesterday. I had to drop a load up there near Burlington, and I was amazed at the similarities.
Drop a load?
No.
Oh, I see.
Truckload. Come on.
Truckload. I was amazed at the similarities between Afghanistan and Vermont.
Really?
Well, if you think about it, they're both hilly, kind of sparsely populated, and it looked to me like everyone over the age of 11 had a beard up there.
Yeah.
They're all driving beat-up Toyota pickups. Christ, everybody was armed. Everybody running around with guns. The only difference I saw is the men weren't wearing tablecloths on their head. They had the big old John Deere hats.
Well,
the farm girls up there, geez, they take your breath away, literally. And they should be the ones that cover up like the Afghan women from head to foot.
Get off my phone.
No, I'm telling you.
Here's Bill from White Plains on line 5, Lou. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, I-Man.
Oh, my God.
It's Bill from White Plains.
Hi, Bill. How are you?
I'm fine.
Haven't heard from you in some time.
No, you haven't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But I have not felt like being funny lately.
I hear you.
In fact, I cried a lot lately, I-Man. And I'm a macho guy. I don't cry often.
I know you don't.
In fact, I hadn't cried like this since around the time you fell off your horse. I remember that like it was yesterday.
Right.
I cried so hard when the doctor said you're going to make it.
I don't think that's funny, Bill. That's mean, as a matter of fact.
I got to hand it to you, I-Man.
Yeah?
You look great today.
Thank you.
I'm sitting here right now watching MSNBC. You've never looked younger.
Well, thank you.
Got a nice jacket and tie on.
Yeah.
Your haircut is shorter.
No, that's not me.
Boy, you look sharp. I mean, I can't believe it's the same guy.
It's not, Bill.
Hey, who do you like in the World Series?
Yankees.
How about that guy out there with Arizona? He's going to have
believe that?
I don't think so.
Yeah. He thought it was appropriate she should sing in a ballpark named the Bob. Get it, I-Man? The Bob?
Yes, my Bob. Bill, I get it. Yes. Bill from White Plains.
Just sharp as ever, I-Man. Hey, you changed your sportscaster schedule.
Yes, we did.
Warner's not working on Fridays.
No, he's working Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Why, did they change the day Sid meets his parole officer?
That could, believe me, change.
Or maybe Warner, did they change bingo night at the home on Thursdays?
That will be fine.
Hey, I got a joke for you.
All right.
Remember McCain's joke? What's Osama bin Laden gonna be for Halloween?
Yeah, dead. Yeah, right.
What's the I-Man gonna be for Halloween?
I don't know.
Funny.
Why am I laughing?
Hey, how about Michael Jordan coming back?
Well, everybody made fun of our friend Bill O'Reilly from the, what's his name, the guy from...
Rick Riley.
Rick Riley from...
Bill O'Reilly.
I don't know.
From the
Bill O'Reilly. Rick Riley from the Sports Illustrated.
Right.
But I don't know if he's written a column about it, but remember people were actually ridiculing Rick Riley from Sports Illustrated about it. Remember that?
Yes, sir.
In the current issue, his headline is, "I don't hate to say I told you so." He writes about that.
Oh, he did write about it?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to get that.
But the Jordan story's great.
Uh-huh.
You have a lot in common with Michael Jordan.
What would that be?
You both have had great careers.
Yeah.
You both have made a lot of money.
Yeah.
You're both way past your prime and should go away.
That's a very mean thing to say.
And neither one of you are funny.
Shut up.
Good talking to you.
That's pretty much it, Bill.
That's it.
Well, always nice to hear from you. Bill from White Plains.
Yep.
Fine.
Hello, darling. Nice to see you. It's been a long time. You're just as lovely as you used to be. I miss in the morning.
On board Acela Express, you'll notice...
For the world headlines, just ahead of Warner Wolf at 11 minutes past the hour.
Imus in the morning, 2020 sports. With the great Warner Wolf.
You're gonna dig until the day you die.
It's all according to how your boogaloo situation stands, you understand?
Have mercy. Good morning, Warner.
Good morning, I-Man. NBA, all four road teams won last night. The Wolves, the Clippers, the Pacers, and the Blazers. Last place Knicks, Marcus Camby, who injured his hip 4 weeks ago against the Pacers, is out for the year. Successful Arkansas basketball coach Nolan Richardson, who has taken Arkansas to 16 straight NCAA appearances, says we may be only 13-13 this year, but I've earned the right to have a so-so season, and I'm tired of the criticism.
The greatest thing going for the University of Arkansas is Nolan Richardson, because I know for a fact that I do not play on the same level as the other coaches around this school play on. And people of my color know that. My practices will be closed to the media from this day until I decide when I open it again. If I ever open it again, you can run that on every TV show in America.
Richardson also says, I will not answer to the media, I will not answer to the fans, and do not ever call me on my home phone again. Bad news for the world champion Diamondbacks veteran third baseman Matt Williams, backhanding a ground ball yesterday in practice, slipped, dislocated his ankle, and broke his leg. He could be out till June. Looking for a veteran quarterback, the salary cap strikes again. 36-year-old Chris Chandler, entering his 15th year in the NFL, released by the Falcons. And finally, Olympic stories coming out of Salt Lake. Quebec City sports writer Francois Gagnon came out of the shower, stepped outside of his hotel room to pick up his complimentary copy of USA Today. The door then suddenly shut behind him, and he was locked out in the hall with no clothes on. Gagnon quickly covered himself up with the USA Today, the best he could. Went to the front desk in the lobby, got the key, and returned to his room. Said Gagnon, "I'm just glad it wasn't a tabloid." For IMS in the Morning Sports, this is Warner Wood.
It's late and she's waiting, and I know I should go home, but every time I start to leave, they play another song, and someone buys another round, and wherever drinks are free, what's made Milwaukee famous has made a loser out of me. Imus in the morning.
Right now in the sky. By AT&T Wireless. Need info? Dial pound 121 on your wireless phone. Just call and ask for the latest information on news, stocks, sports scores, travel, even movie listings. That's AT&T Wireless pound 121 service. I'm Lori McNichol for the Fan Highway Patrol.
Time for the Imus in the Morning Scum Report. I'm Christy Musumeci. And Tom Cruise's newest role, Top Gums. Tom Cruise about to become straighter than ever. Not that anybody was calling him Snaggletooth, mind you, but the Vanilla Sky star is going in for a bit of adult orthodontia. I guess you'd say that. His publicist has confirmed he's getting braces.
Really? Ouch,
Yeah.
Tom, that hurts.
He actually has braces, and the wires sprang up on that famous grin about a week ago and are likely to remain in place for a year or so. Cruise is apparently going to take them off for movies and says that it's just no big deal. The decision was made when Cruise took one of his children to the orthodontist, who noticed that the star's teeth were out of alignment. Cruise is reportedly sporting those see-through braces, and you can't really even see a single wire wrapped around his upper teeth. I guess that's where it is. So much for eating spinach. And we hope that lawsuits won't start popping up from porno male stars in Hollywood complaining of ripped groins.
Stop it. God almighty. Why that?
I have a scratch on my teeth.
That'll do. Good Lord.
Tom, stop. You can only speculate.
Fine.
And the Rosie O'Donnell show, don't know if you caught this one, but apparently Thursday was not just any old day for the Rosie O'Donnell fans. There was a flasher in the crowd.
Yeah.
The young woman, who was not identified, opened her blouse and exposed her breasts as the cameras swept the studio audience before going into a commercial break. This was evidently in the Daily News and the Post. The show was on air live in New York and about a dozen other markets across the country who got the nice little flash there.
On the boob tube.
Exactly. And O'Donnell, who was interviewing Law and Order star, Marisa Margate at the time,
Fell in love.
right, said when the show came back after the commercials, "We've been on the air for 6 years and it's just never happened, but apparently a crazy woman in the audience flashed her boobs during the last audience shot, and now she's with security waiting to get on the Montel show." I bet you she was probably in Rosie's dressing room waiting for her backstage.
Right.
And of course, that woman left with a bevy of parting gifts. And Madonna may not take a lot of things lying down. She may take a lot of things lying down.
Got it. Well, one way or the other. Or both ways. Or on her knees. Doggy style, whatever. We get it. We get the message.
One thing she's not taking lying down is her age. She's been seen around the Big Apple at the famous Brandt Clinic, who pioneered the use of Botox to make wrinkles vanish. New York Post reports that she's been going to the clinic for quite a while, maybe to get rid of those frown lines that come along with being a prima donna.
It's not the only clinic she goes to. Two-legged yeast infection.
Every kind of...
Is she at the point now where she has more facelifts than she's had abortions? That's what I want to know.
Hey, she looks pretty good, though. You got to give her shape. Her body.
Oh, yeah.
She's
I'd
pretty good
I'd
shape.
throw her, the old fine shanty Irish bone here.
She's said to throw a fit when things don't go right. Got a reputation for bitching people out. So I don't know, Bernard, if you want to take her on, because what if you didn't please her? you'd be in real trouble.
No problem. No worries. You're not talking to your boyfriend here.
For the Honors in the Morning Scum Report, I'm Christine Muzamachi.
All right, here now on the I Miss the Morning program, our friend Rush Limbaugh. Rush?
My friends, with talent on loan from God and hearing on loan from the House Ear Institute, it is I, Rush Limbaugh, once again able to enjoy the melodious, mellifluous tones of my own voice. The device implanted in my skull has given me a range of audibility rivaling that of a German shepherd. I'm telling you, with this new gizmo, I could hear a mouse pee on cotton. Although I must admit I recently had an experience that made me want to check the warranty on the apparatus because I actually thought I heard Barbara Walters say that Rosie O'Donnell is gay. Stop the presses! The doughy diva of dim-witted discourse is a dyke? Why, it can't be. What's next? Someone's going to tell us that Richard Simmons and Barry Manilow are homosexual? Rosie's outing was sanctioned by Ms. O'Donnell herself, and the revelation appears in her forthcoming autobiography, Find Me, which, by the way, given her girth, would not be that difficult a task. Yes, after years of fawning over her heartthrob, cutie patootie Tom Cruise, O'Donnell's finally decided to come out of the closet, coincidentally at a time when it could best put money in the bank. Exploitive, to be sure. I suppose if you're going to admit you're gay, you might as well do it when it will bring a payday. Despite the initial tabloid sensationalism, Rosie's sexual preference is not something one would consider newsworthy, and the confirmation that the weight gain might now best be attributed to the munching of the box lunch is a moot point. The real story here is the gloves-off, claws-drawn catfight between Barbara Walters and Diane Sawyer. And it's a brawl that Rosie herself might even enjoy. For network news buddy name-calling is indeed the stuff of which lesbian dreams are made. Apparently, Sawyer, the albino anchor of ABC's Good Morning America and Primetime Thursday, had an exclusive interview with Rosie to be aired March 14th. And taped said interview the same day Walters discussed Rosie's sexuality live on The View. Now, officially, both Diane and Barbara have denied there's a rift between them, but I fear they doth protesteth too much. Sawyer is apparently sporting a scratch on her cheek, and everyone knows there's no love lost between them, since they both competed over interviews with Yasser Arafat. Diane scooped Barbara on that one, and so now it was payback time. Sawyer got the exclusive with the beard-wearing Palestinian. Babs got the one with the beard-implementing lesbian. I can't fault the much classier, more professional Ms. Walters for wanting to bitch-slap the lipstick off Sawyer's pasty face. I only wish she'd thought to inform me of that event ahead of time, so I might have been able to witness it myself. You just don't get those kinds of vicarious thrills without a cable modem, monitor, and a credit card. You see, I, too, enjoy the voyeuristic pleasures of watching two women go at it. I find women sexually attractive. I also like sports and prefer to wear trousers. Gee, I wonder if I'm a lesbian. More after this.
Her looks were unorthodox, and so it ain't no surprise. Now that she's working for Fox, she's got new Greta Van Susteren eyes, covered the OJ trial. She overanalyzed, still has that crooked smile, but Greta's got new Van Susteren eyes. She'll debate you, aggravate you, till she finally nauseates you. Calculating, 'cause she knows just what it takes to get big ratings. Bags in her face have been reduced in size. Now she's got Greta Van Susteren eyes. You sure had a burden to prove you weren't a skank, huh? Now with them new nips and tucks, you really are a bug. Lucky Canuck female who over-dramatized. She runs around in a veil, but she's got Ashley Banfield eyes. She cut and dyed her hair to act as her disguise. But with those glasses she wears, she's still got them Ashley Banfield eyes. You can tout her or do without her, 'cause she thinks it's all about her. She's so grating, but she knows just what it takes to get those ratings. She's got this way to always self-aggrandize, but she's got Ashley
minutes past the hour. Time for another IMUS Healthcare highlight from Hackensack University Medical Center.
Fred Scott.
Well, we're going to go back and talk to Fred, won't we? We never went back and talked to him, did we?
No, you did not.
Well, we need to talk to Fred, too.
10-4.
We have some America Online instant messages. And you can instant message IMAN at IMUS WFAN. I love sports, but listening to Sid on IMUS makes my stomach turn this early in the morning.
Fantastic.
Why would you allow an uneducated, untalented nincompoop like Sid Rosenberg to befoul your program? I am waiting for the day the camera zooms in on him urinating in a coffee pot. Send him over to his fellow untalented, oh, this is nice, Jaime Howard Stearns. And let him ruin his already disgusting program. Let Fred or Wyatt do sports when Warner can't make it. If I were in your position, I'd rather have no sports than have Sid. I hope he chokes on his next matzo ball.
All right, take it easy, Paul, will you?
Here's another one from
Take it easy.
Get rid of Sid.
Yeah. Jeez. This is nice.
This is from...
Way to bring the guy in.
This is from JUSTELMO 57. Sid is an a-hole. NASCAR rules. This is from...
A lot of love for Sid
That's
here.
nice. This is good. Yeah.
Please get Sid off the air. What a bore he is. Surely in New York City there's a sports guy who knows sports and does not put listeners to sleep, plus he's a whiner.
Yeah.
This from CAG 0251.
Well, is there anything positive there? Come on.
Yeah. Be nice. Sid is funny and he makes sports. And this.
That's from Mom.
Just got that one in.
Mom Rosenberg.
NASCAR is for people who don't understand professional wrestling. So anyway, Bo's here humping...
No, we got good movie and we got a good restaurant.
Hey, where'd you go, friend?
Well, I just drifted off.
Oh, okay. Are you back into sports yet, or you don't care?
Yeah, I watched a great game last night, the Diamondbacks in Atlanta.
So
I watched that game.
Oh, okay. You didn't opt to check the Yankees out, or?
No, I couldn't get them. I don't have a great system here at home, you know.
Oh, I see.
And I don't get Fox on DirecTV.
Right.
So I have to get it, and I don't have cable, so I have to get it through an antenna. I wasn't able to get the Yankee-Mariner game. However, I did enjoy that. That was a great game, Atlanta and Arizona.
That was a good game,
Oh
wasn't it?
man, really, I watched the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a huge baseball fan, but this time of year I sure enjoy watching it. When it means something, you know.
Sure.
I was the one that sent all them things in about Sid. Here's what I don't want you to think. I don't want you to think there's a lot of people out there that feel that way, you know?
Right.
Because I sent them all.
You don't like Sid?
Yeah, well, sort of. Yeah, I like Sid.
Yeah.
But, you know, you got to tweak him a little bit, you know, keep him honest.
And what else going on?
You know who'd be a great guest for you?
No.
Benjamin Netanyahu.
Oh, yeah, I thought we were going to get him.
You got to get that guy on. He will tell you how we got to fight this thing.
We are efforting him, as a matter of fact. Good call, Fred.
Yeah, I mean, he is absolutely great, and he absolutely knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I saw him on something. He is good.
Yeah, man, you got to get him on. He should be a regular.
That will be fine, Fred. I think you just will try him out as a guest. And
Well, believe me, he's a great guest.
that'll be fine. All right, well, I'll call you. You going out to the ranch? Get out to the ranch. Get that thing straightened out, will you?
Fat, uglier than Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger's pretty compared to you.
No, you old bald-headed fart. Go get some anthrax from one of those sheep.
Stop spreading it around. You know who'd be a great guest on?
Stop mailing those letters.
Somebody who you haven't had on the show. Great guest. I was with him last night, and he's just a funny guy. Is Senator Schumer, believe it or not.
Oh,
he's a humorous guy. Well, hold on a second.
He is
Plug in Senator Schumer, man.
Well, I happen to like the guy very much.
He's a creep.
He supported my computer cop, and everything. The guy's really a great guy.
He's a creep.
Why don't you put him on the show?
He's
See how
not
much of a
gonna be
creep he is. He's a humorous guy.
Not going to be on.
Smart, and he's the
Good.
senior senator of New York.
Why should I put him on? You can put on Kerry or McCain or people like that.
Well, why not put your own senator on? See what he has to say. If you don't like what he
I
has
don't
to
care
say.
what he has to say. He's a schmuck. He's not going to be on.
Some real senators on.
Real senators on. He got to be a congressman.
All right. Well, he's not. He's the United States Senator.
I know that.
And I'm a Republican, but I vote for him anytime. I have a lot of respect for him.
He was better suited over there in the House than the rest of those jerks.
So we got
movies you go see.
We got a movie.
Who goes to movies?
Movie training day, but
the world's blowing up and you're going to the movies.
Well, because I have to do my job.
Yeah.
And then I visited that restaurant, Tao, that I got thrown out of 4 times. I grabbed the manager. I was going to punch him out. This is a place, Tao, on 58th Street. It's like
Tao?
T-A-O, Tao. So I know the owner there, Mark Packer, for years and years and years.
Yeah.
So this punk manager there, all of a sudden, he asked me to leave 3 times.
Why did they ask you to leave?
No, what they do is they give you a beeper, and they tell you we'll call you when your table's ready, right? So I waited there about 20 minutes. I had my daughter, Jacqueline, and her boyfriend with me, and I'm trying to impress my daughter. I'm Mr. New York, right? So this punk gives me the beeper, and I'm waiting 20 minutes. I'm having a drink. Finally, I walk over and says, how long the table? He goes, I told you, you wait until you beeper. I said, I'm going to take this beeper and shove it out.
Well, wait a second.
Well, you know who I am?
A guy told you to wait till it beeps.
No, I told him to take the beeper and beep.
No, but what are you going to?
So make a long story short, the owner finds out, my friend Mark Pack, and he says, Bo, that will never happen to you again.
No, but it happens to everybody else who goes to this dump.
I'm the Bo man. No, I got to give you a fast review.
If you're not, no, we don't want a review of this dump.
The food happens to be.
The food is awful.
Have you eaten it?
No, of course not. No. First of all, if they're the only reason they're not treating you that way is because they found out it's your Bo Dietl. But if Sid Rosenberg goes or McCord or somebody, and they don't know who they are, how do you think they're going to get treated?
They're going to take the beep and throw it.
They're going to have some. They're going to have some pansy telling them to give them a beeper. Tell them to wait 20 minutes. I don't think so.
We don't like that, right?
To wait 20 minutes for food that sucks.
I guess I'm not going back there. Heck,
no, of course not.
Take this review, shove it. Kobe beef, anyway, we got his cooking on
the thing.
You got all that stuff, that sushi stuff.
A bunch of other stuff.
The food was pretty good. I'll be honest with you. To be honest with you. So we go see.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to pull your gun on them to get a table. That is ridiculous.
You know what I'm saying?
Plus, it's phony. It's phony for these people for the owner have to call you and say, well, that'll never happen again because you're Bo Dietl. But I mean, they don't do
regular people, Mr. Regular, like
exactly.
Sid went there.
I was there, by the way. I was there.
What happened?
I spent $50 on that Kobe steak. It was a waste of money. Yeah. I waited about an hour and a half for a table, and I didn't think the food was very good at all, Bo. How about that?
Well, thanks very much, Sid.
Okay, yeah.
All right, Sid, you'll never go to Rails with me either.
All right.
Well, we go see the movie Training Day. Now, Training Day has a great cast in it. Denzel Washington, Ethan Hawke. Behringer has a small part. Snoop Dogg, Boo-Boo, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He's in it. Marcy Gray. The story is.
How is Marcy doing?
All right, so listen to this.
Sid's favorite too.
The story.
Hello, Marcy doing? We got to do some fun thing.
I took one look and I was fractured. I tried to walk, but I was lame. I tried to talk, but I just stuttered. Well, what's your name?
What's your name?
What's your name? What's your name?
Kindness in the morning.
We live in a world of information, and we never realize
What's the whole for? What? Wolves over the Hornets 97-92. Clippers beat the Grizzlies 90-77. Elton Brand 27 points, 23 boards. In overtime. Pacers beat the Warriors 102-97. Said the losing Warriors, we don't get paid overtime. And the Blazers, 6 in a row, beat the Sixers 88-83. Rasheed Wallace, 29 points, 10 boards. Allen Iverson, who missed the pregame shoot-around because his son has the chicken pox, was only 8 out of 22 from the field and 2 for 5 from the foul line. After the game, Iverson blamed it on his teammates.
Some guys don't even know the plays, and that's at crucial parts of the game. How you not going to know a play at a crucial part of the game? I mean, if you don't know it, you're supposed to ask somebody before you go out there on the court.
That's right.
That's right, man. You got to know the plays.
Was that Allen Iverson or Allen Einstein?
The last place Knicks Marcus Camby, who injured his hip 4 weeks ago against the Pacers, out for the rest of the year.
Out? Good.
A bad day for two 36-year-old veterans in different sports. World champion Diamondbacks third baseman Matt Williams, fielding a ground ball in spring training, slipped, dislocated his ankle, and then broke his leg. Williams could be out till June. And the salary cap strikes again. 36-year-old veteran quarterback Chris Chandler, entering his 15th year in the NFL, released by the Falcons. Speaking of the NFL, Saints running back Ricky Williams has been arrested for going 126 miles an hour in a 25-mile-hour zone.
Driving while black.
Williams, who may have been driving with his helmet on, was booked and released on bond. The well-traveled Bobby Bonilla, who's been with the White Sox, Pirates, Mets, Orioles, Marlins, Dodgers, Braves, and Cardinals, holds the National League record, most home runs by a switch hitter, 247, has called it quits after 16 years in the majors.
No.
It's the first time in baseball history that even a player has said about himself, who cares?
A schmuck.
Remember,
Too bad he wasn't at Jason Williams' party.
Remember Olympic French judge Marie Lagagne suspended?
Yes.
In the Olympics, figure skating, the controversy.
Right.
She's the one that said the French skating committee put pressure on her to take a dive.
Yep.
Well, then upon returning home to France, she retracted her confession and said the French did not influence her.
All right.
But she voted with her heart and soul. Now she says it was the Canadian officials who pressured her.
Lying hoe.
Says Lagagne, I was so mixed up in my mind, I had trouble thinking. This just in. Lagagne now says she was influenced by the Bolivian skating team.
Caliban. Save your armpits.
Finally, Sammy Sosa, the only man ever to hit over 60 home runs in 3 different seasons, showed up at the Cubs spring training camp in Mesa yesterday and had this greeting for his Cub teammates.
Freddie! Good morning, America! I'm in the house!
Hey, where's the music at?
No, it's coming, bro! Hey!
Hey.
Sammy Sosa, ready for the season.
Try winning, man!
However,
Get a ring.
we can hear Cub fans everywhere already saying, wait till next year. For I'm in the morning sports.
Warner!
This is Warner Wolf.
Together again. My tears have stopped falling. The long, lonely nights are now at an end. The key to my heart you hold in your hand, and nothing else matters. We're together again. Imus in the morning.
There is a growing health crisis in Connecticut.
That looked great to me. It didn't look...
Roberto Alomar join Mike Piazza, Edgardo Alfonso, and Al Leiter as we bring you the first of 10 preseason Mets games. Be listening as the Mets host the St. Louis Cardinals at 1 p.m. Bob Murphy and Gary Cohen are back to bring you all the play-by-play exclusively on your flagship station for Mets baseball, The Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York.
Facts means more. If you live in Uniondale, go to Hofstra, or have a house on the Hempstead Turnpike, you will love Tuesday's Mike and the Mad Dog radio program. Hi, everybody. Christopher Russo at the Nassau Coliseum, Isles and Bruins. Oh, baby. Peter Lavalette, Bobby Nystrom, Joe Micheletti, Alexei Yashin, Michael Pekka. I never heard of any of them, but I'll be raring to go at 1 o'clock. And then Wednesday, the Rangers. Hockey continues at 1. Sports Radio 66 WFAN in New York.
Copyright 2002, Infinity Broadcasting, all rights reserved. Imus in the Morning is a presentation of WFAN, Westwood One Entertainment.
The Mets, the Giants, the Knicks, and the Rangers, all here on your flagship station for New York sports. The Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York, an Infinity Broadcasting station. WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good morning, 10 o'clock. This is John Minko.
We know the important...
Program weekdays 1 until 6:30.
Drivers face many distractions in the car. Don't let you...
Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
5 minutes after 10 on a Tuesday in New York on the Fan. It's Mac and Sid. I'm Jody McDonald along with my partner Sid Rosenberg. Good morning, Sydney.
Jody Mac, what's happening today?
Not a mooch. And you?
Oh, a lot going on. A lot happening today. This is really one of the big days in my life. A huge, huge day.
And can you explain it in 30 seconds?
No, I probably couldn't do that.
Could you explain it in 10?
Well, I'll explain it to you this way.
Material is so arcane, make your head hurt, fry your brain. The obscure references he cites on ABC each Monday night. He's just trying to amuse, but like Al Michaels, I'm confused. And you know that this is your bet, Dennis Miller, I just won't get.
I'm telling you, Cha-Cha.
I don't get this.
That's what you get for going to community college.
I don't get this.
Come on, connect the dots here.
I don't get this.
You have trouble with the instructions on a shampoo bottle?
I don't get this. Down on the field, Chicago Bears. But in the booth with Miller, there's nothing upstairs. Between Al and Dan Fouls, when it comes to win, they're both fresh out. He's on a roll, but hold on. Those blank looks say they don't know what's going on. Can't tell you why he even bother. Behind those eyes is a tabula rasa. Gonna go wide like Wayne Cravett with a bunch of new lines that I know I won't get.
This gig is tougher than the one Sisyphus had.
I don't get this.
It's like trying to open a Burger King in Bangladesh.
I don't get
These
this.
two have an intellect rivaled only by that of garden tools.
I don't get this. Give him the mic, and he'll use it. Viewers, he ends up amusing them. Because they don't know what he's talking about with his clever momos. They're clueless as Melissa Stark. Who like the fans watching in the trailer park, look at the screen and scratch their heads. The wheel is spinning, but the hamster's dead. Yet Al Michaels, that don't stop him. Miller does a line, Al tries to top him.
What, was he raised in a Skinner box?
I don't get this.
I'm telling you right now, Cha-Cha.
Break it down.
I haven't seen a clock run down like this since Salvador Dali's Persistence of Memory. Brian Greasy reading a book by the Dalai Lama is a lot like Jamie Farr starring in a production of Jean-Paul Sartre's No Exit.
Stop. Miller time. To be Cosell, he does his spy. Unlike Norman Donald, he loves old my. He's the guy who gave him the shot, King Arthur to his Lancelot. It's not just braggadocio. He's getting bigger numbers than he do on HBO. Maybe surreal as Aragon, but a lot more hip than the days of Danny Dog.
Coach looks about as happy as a Swedish dentist on New Year's.
I don't get this.
Tori Holt's running like Jean Valjean did from Javert.
I don't get this.
There's more flags on that play than a Puerto Rican Day parade.
I don't get this.
2 down, Kitty Carlisle.
I don't get this.
I've just been told that J.D. Salinger's in the stands. Guess we know now who has the ice-cold urine concession. You know, I haven't seen a backfield emotion like that since Nell Carter left episodic TV.
Stop. Miller time.
Hey, cool. Skittle. I'm telling you, Cha-Cha, time to blow dry Copple's hair, because I am out of here.
Doc, how are you doing, all right?
I'm fine.
Good. You want to know anything about tonight's game?
Well, what are you talking to me? It's not my program. For God's sake, you got to talk to the I-Man.
You're telling me you went to Cincinnati because you wanted to play for the hometown fans of Cincinnati? I don't think so.
That's the team that drafted me. I had no choice.
Yeah, okay. There you go. Case closed.
Checkmate.
Checkmate my
case closed.
That's when you win in chess. Checkmate.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
I want to know what's the root of the problem.
They're gutless little...
Tell you 10 times already.
Wait, how many times we got to tell you? We just told you.
Why did you
How hard is this to understand? That's why you couldn't win the Super Bowl, because you couldn't memorize, you couldn't pick out the plays were. Honest to God, you couldn't understand the playbook. Get off my phone.
You get off my phone.
You get off my phone.
Hang up. I want you to hang up right now. Hang up.
Eat me.
Hang up.
Oh, that's
I'm not going to eat you. I'm going to kick the crap out of you.
In the morning.